They use many tricks, folks. Many tricks. You would think that such lavish or vast resource couldn't or wouldn't be devoted to something as trivial as an altering of one's perception. But when you're using resources that you didn't acquire, when you're using resources that you have access to that you didn't have to do nothing to obtain, it doesn't matter how you spend them, why you spend them, what you spend them on. True Patriot back again, folks, also known as CC2 Arms. And other than losing an eye or whatever, losing some sleep, I'm still here. Many times in my life, I've had to undergo experiences that really, really were traumatic. I don't have I got lots of pieces, you know, like a puzzle. And I've got a lot of the pieces, and sometimes some of them fit together, and then some of them just sit over here in a corner, and I look at them, and I just can't figure out where they fit in, how they fit in. I've always known that I was different. I've always known that it was odd, you know. As a child, it seemed like I ended up with a losing position out of every equation that I ever encountered. It's like I was neither bad nor good. If it was a good scenario, I still ended up the loser. If it was a bad situation, I still ended up the loser. It's like nothing that I ever did ended with a positive outcome for me. You call it bad luck. Maybe you think you're cursed. Maybe you think it's just rough for you. Never accept defeat. Do not let those things destroy you or rule you. And that's what got me through. But more often than not, I wondered, well, how is it that this is all, I mean, this can't be for nothing. I can't be just put here to endure never-ending misery for no purpose. It's not logical. It doesn't make sense. I was always being prepared. I didn't realize I was being prepared, but I was being prepared. I was being set up to better fill my role. There's always been a battle going on. Now, how we describe that battle, how we talk about that battle, how we perceive that battle does not change what that battle is about. You can call it, let's make it easy for all of us. We'll say it's a battle between good and evil. And some of us have to fight because most of us can't fight. And that's just the way it is. Eventually, I'll die a warrior's death, and that's okay for me. I will be proud that I served the righteous, and I served the righteous with every fiber of my being. That's why I tell you that I care not for what is legal. I only care for what is lawful. But things come along the way and have to test me. They have to test me because I have to be both physically and metaphysically prepared for the things I will ultimately endure. Now, a lot of things here happen that we perceive as being one way or the other, but that's just how they occur here. But how they occur here affects a meaning somewhere else. A lot goes into keeping certain that most of you don't see what goes on when you're sleeping. Most of you can't see what's going on in the sky right now. There's a lot that goes into preventing you from seeing your skies. Some of us know. So lots goes into making sure that we're not considered or perceived to be credible, so that we're not considered or perceived to be truthful. We're crazy. We're schizophrenic. Oh, there's a whole plethora of vernaculars to describe us. All so that I'm not able to sway you. So that people like me can't produce enough quality, merited material so that you don't eventually choose the side that we try to sway you towards. I wish that everyone would side with the righteous and do the right thing. I always tell everyone that it's never too late to do the right thing, but the truth of the matter is most of you just don't give a fuck. I can't let that hold me back. I can't let that serve as a deterrent. I think that the attacks that I've been under here recently have been nothing other than a deterrent to dissuade me from carrying out my purpose, to dissuade me from keeping on. And you know, you almost got me this time. You almost succeeded. Good one. Yeah. You actually got one up on True Patriot. But see, you didn't. You didn't, because here I am. Here I am. And there's a few people that are listening to me right now. A few people will hear this later. More importantly, there's a few entities that know exactly who I'm talking to and what I'm talking about. And it's for them that I'm doing this live stream. When it was my right eye you took, you think that didn't appear symbolic to me? It's going to take more. It's going to take more than you're capable of dishing out to deter me. Well, you going to have some master mason fuck me in my ass while watching one of my kids molested by one of your Shriners? You going to have one of your demons that run up and spook me from behind? Won't work. I ain't got no fear no more. I'm tired of playing games. You know what? Used to be crazy. I'd see vehicles in a certain spot in a certain position. And what stuck out as odd to me was that I noticed. It's like I was... Okay. If you've seen a red car, a black car, and then another red car in a line, and something told you, question why it's a red car, black car, red car. And you thought nothing other than, why is something drawing my attention to the position and color of those cars? I don't know, but something is. And then 3 days later, you're in the exact same parking lot, and it's the same combination. After enough times, enough repetition, you learn to spot these patterns. These seemingly random, but not random patterns. So, later in life, I recognize these patterns. And, you know, the types of things that we battle here, they're like chameleons, folks. They can blend in with anything. And you might see them as entities like, or dead legal fictions. You might see them as such as some so-called government agency. And on the surface, that's very well what they may appear to be. That may even be whose name they come in. But that's not who they are. That's not what they are. That's just a vessel. And a vessel can be a lot of things. A vessel can be a citizenship. A vessel can be a car. A vessel can be anything that can serve as a conduit of energy to flow through. Good or bad energy, or both at the same time. Yeah, I know. In your world, I'm just some fringe conspiracy theorist, some lunatic, some drug addict, some crazy, some idiot. And that's okay. That's okay. I will serve you all to the best of my ability, regardless of the disadvantage that puts me at, regardless of the physical and mental torment and anguish I must suffer. I will do my best to serve humanity to the best of my ability. It's why I'm here. It's always been why I am here. And most of what I've experienced was in preparation for the battle that's going on right now. It's like each event is a test leading to another event. I don't know how it happens, why it happens, what it's happening, and I'm not meant to. As I need to know things, they become known to me. And I wish I had less cryptic answers. I wish I could just tell you from start to finish my entire life story, and maybe somebody smarter than I could figure it out. I know I can. I have tried for my entire life to figure out what's truly going on. Here lately, things have just been kind of about silencing my thought, serving as distractions. What I mean by distraction is right now I'm clear, level-headed, and I'm talking to you from the heart. And this conversation is probably going to do more for making one ponder than anything else. But it's through those quests for knowledge that people learn things. They don't want that. They want me to come across as being so irrational that the majority won't even put the time or effort into researching my words, researching the patterns in which I use my words. They don't want you to know the truth that's right in front of your eyes. They don't want that. They want to keep you in the dark. They want to keep you maintaining status quo. Keep being cogs on a wheel. Keep being a part of the machine with the machine mind. See, the machine's broken and it needs destroyed and a new one built. And they don't want you armed with the tools needed for such a feat. I really despise the people that get tasked with working in opposition to what is right. Look in the description of this video, and what you're going to find is a brief definition of COINTELPRO. Study topics such as Tavistock or MK Ultra or COINTELPRO. That's the recent type of, and I say type of because I can't specify, but I will say that tactics being employed against me are of those sort in this most recent attack. But you know, what is really a smack in the face, what really is an insult, adds insult to injury, is that I have been outspoken about these same topics to the masses for years. And they use these very tactics against me and don't think that I am knowledgeable enough to know or see what's going on. They don't know who they're messing with. And I really hope they don't find out. You can poke a bee's nest with a stick only so many times before you get stung to death. It did get me off guard this time. It did get me off kilter. It did take approximately 3 days from me and some considerable resource. That's all it did. It did not stop my message. It did not stop me from bringing truth to the people. It did not stop me from arming the people. Hence, CC to arms, or citizens call to arms. Think of me more like a quartermaster, and I'm arming you. I'm giving you arms. And a weapon, an arm is a weapon. It doesn't always have to be or will mean a gun. Let's talk on that tactic. Let's briefly discuss that tactic. If someone randomly reads a question about a gun and asks you about a gun in a concise fashion, and the question has nothing to do with you, and they do this 7, 8, 9, 10 times, even an idiot can see that they are doing it and saying it in a certain way for a certain effect. There's a certain precise outcome they're seeking. No one's that stupid. No one. Not myself, not other people. Or how about this, folks? You know a criminal, and this criminal commits crime all of the time in front of everybody. And no matter what crime they commit, they never get in trouble. And you see this criminal, and you see this criminal's girlfriend in situations all of the time. No trouble. Nothing. You begin to wonder, you begin to ask questions like, who are they working for? Who are they really? It's just weird. Ain't it odd? I do. I question that stuff. I don't trust anyone. I do not even trust myself. When evil takes the form of a government agency, man, it does wicked shit to man. Wicked shit to man's mind. Wicked shit to man's body. Wicked shit to man's physical property. And when the average person sees this evil, they just associate it with a person. Or they just associate it with the entity that's, carrying out the evil. They never look deeper. They never try to truly seek out that deeper meaning. I do. I do. I don't like what I see more times than not. But I have to tread lightly, folks. I have to be very vigilant with regards to how I conduct everything. So no, I don't go to Walmart. I don't go to grocery stores. I try not to even get into gas station parking lots. You know, when I go to a gas station parking lot and I notice a person speak to gentlemen in 3 black trucks, and then let's say a month later I'm with another person that mysteriously wants me to go to the same gas station and there's 3 black trucks there. And then mysteriously 6 months later another person wants me to go to the same gas station, there's 3 black trucks there. I find that fucking more than odd. I see that as a setup. Especially when there's no reason to even go to that gas station. It's okay, you get added to a list of targets and eventually you'll get exterminated like the other targets. Evil will be defeated by any means necessary at all costs. I've told you all this before. I stand for the righteous. I seek out and destroy evil. It's what my purpose here is. It doesn't matter your perception. You won't stop it. You can't. And we're in an age now where people have, the lines have become so blurred that people are losing sight of good and evil. It's getting muddled together. And don't get it twisted, folks. Regardless of your jaded worldview, there is now and has always been a very distinct difference between good and evil. And you know, calling good and evil, you can say God, devil, and all this other shit, that confuses you. It's a lot simpler than that. Listen to your heart. Your heart will always steer you correctly if you are true to your heart. And if you are a decent person, then you know, as I know, that there is a very precise difference between what is good and what is not. It's when you listen to others that you are unable to hear what your heart's telling you. And that's when you get steered in the wrong direction. That's why I've always been so adamantly against order followers. An order follower, by definition, can never be good. Ever. Because an order follower is doing what he or she is told as opposed to what he or she knows. And what he or she knows is determined by what he or she feels through the heart. Listen to some of Mark Passio's seminars. Study up on hyperdimensional warfare. Learn your adversary. Read The Art of War. I could go into so many topics. It's just, there's just no point. I'm too far along to I hope that in earlier times when I was initially bringing people towards one side or the other, I really sincerely hope that I steered more of you towards the light than I did the dark. More of you towards truth, knowledge, and understanding. That's why it was always so paramount for me to be transparent in everything I do. That's why I always had to be outspoken and talk to everyone the way I did. And I know I've made a lot of enemies. I'm arrogant, I'm cocky, I'm conceited. I've heard it all. And those were never my intent, but those come with the position I held. I slay demons, plain and simple. I expose evils that would rather not be exposed. And it makes my position pretty perilous at times. I'm stuck. I'm, for the most part, kept hidden from society. A lot of things are not my choice. Like as a kid, you think I wanted, I wanted friends. I wanted to have a girlfriend once in a while. I'd like to go out on a date. I missed out a lot of typical human activities. I still miss them. Comes with my reasoning for being here, though. I can't really. Those are things that I can't really do nothing about. I could make self-sacrifice, alter my position, and then jump sides and be a typical average bad person and do that shit. But I don't want. I'm not here to be bad. I'm here to be good. I'm here to fight for the righteous. And I told someone the other day, someone was telling me that they were hallucinations. Then when a lot of times outside at night in the forest, that they weren't, that it wasn't demons that's out there. It was just things in my mind. And you know what my response to them was? If they're all in my mind and my mind alone, how do the cats and the dogs see them? So here's what I suggested to this person. I said, you take Karma, my black and tan puppy. You take Spooky, my most prized astral traveler, one of my closest allies, and you take them two, and you go out in the woods, 25 yards in a southeastern direction from where I sit right now. From the hours of 12 a.m. to 2 a.m. and you sit and you tell them, and then you come back and you report to me the experience you had, what you seen, what you did not see, what you felt, what you didn't feel. No, they wouldn't do it. No way in hell, is what their response was to me. Well, you're going to have the audacity to tell me what I see, I do not see, but you won't investigate for yourself and see what you do or do not see. It's typical. And that's okay, folks. That's okay. That's why I take my job so seriously. I'm trying to save as many of you as I can. And it's a rough road. It's a rough road. And especially when the very people that I'm trying to save are the very people that are against me the most. But this place and what the fuck happens or doesn't happen here means only to me the effect it has on another place. What I mean is this place here is not eternal. So how it functions on the day-to-day doesn't matter much. But how I am able to utilize this place to build a better foundation for the place where I will eternally be. Now that's important. I'm building something somewhere else, and I'm using this place to do it. This place does not last forever. That place does. So, I don't put much emphasis on this place. It is a testing ground, a proving ground, a battleground. It's a lot of those things. But not much else for me. A lot of weird shit. And on that note, folks, I think I'm going to take a break and just pop over here to Google Chrome and see what's... just because I do want to check on the chat just for a second, briefly, if I'm allowed to. I say if I'm allowed to because, you know, my devices, my equipment mysteriously malfunction quite often when I live stream. Strange coincidence, I know. I've heard it all before. Whoa! It shows that I am live, and it shows that I have one person watching. I'm not going to do the analytics right now. I'm not even going to go through them. Perth. And you know, Perth, people have seen me as absolutely crazy regardless of the experiences I've had, no matter what. And they don't get it. They just don't get it. Objects move. I show and prove an object moving and they still don't get it. Hey, let's see if this is another one of them deterrents, folks. I'll be right back. My phone's ringing mysteriously. Yeah. Now, that was just a random telemarketer call. It was random, but then again, it wasn't random. Okay. Break the train of thought. Disrupt the line of communication. Certain frequencies are discharged when you think certain things for certain reasons. Now, when that becomes altered, whether it's for or against your desire, it serves a purpose. In spite of whether or not you know what that purpose is or whom that purpose serves. Northern Trading. Northern Trading. Northern Trail Dog, I see you. It has been rough. I did have a peaceful day today. Yesterday, I sought out higher elevation and began construction on an area that anyway, it always pays to have a cache of weapons, foodstuffs, and other type of materials. It always pays to have additional shelter. It always pays to be vigilant with regards to whom and what you can do if or when that time comes that you need to do it. Resistance is assistance, meaning right now I know that there are several local people that are nasty. They're nasty. Because I know who they're working for and I know who they're serving. if I were to attack them, per se, it wouldn't do no good. So I won't. But I hope that they know that I know who they are and what they are. Backup. Perth, that would be lovely. Backup. But evil thrives here for some reason. I mean, it's bad. Especially in these here woods. These woods by my house, it's a rough place. It's a world of its own. It's so cut off from the rest of the world. It just doesn't even. But it's beautiful, and it's hard to function, hard to survive, but I got to do the best of what I have to work with. Unfortunately, I don't really have friends or family. I've got a few. And, you know, a lot of times people have suggested that I move and that I, like, pick up life somewhere else, and I do all this stuff. But I don't think I'm not here. Nothing is by chance. Nothing's by coincidence. Nothing happens without purpose. And yet here I am. I do got cameras going outside. But mysteriously, the batteries always mess up. Mysteriously, the cameras get turned to where they're facing the ground. And I always speak the way I'm speaking now because I know that as many devices as I have on hand to monitor my surroundings, there are like many other devices that are doing the same purpose for me, to me. You see, they know that I know that they know. So although I have devices monitoring them, they have devices monitoring me. The difference is they don't know that I knew this. They didn't know that I write my own script. They don't write my script for me. So oftentimes, if I say something, do something, it's for theatrical effect. Because I know I'm being monitored. But that probably never crosses their mind. Because they are just order followers, whereas I speak from the heart. I do what is righteous. I do what is right. I don't give a fuck what is legal. Machine mind with machine hearts. They have no power over me. None. Zero. I do like to expose them. I do hope that some local peoples at some point see or hear this, these live streams, because although I don't really, I'm not going to divulge names. I'm not going to divulge precise locations, but I am True Patriot. I back up everything I say. I say what I mean what I say, and if anyone ever wants to seek me out and ask questions, these motherfucking people, a lot of these people around here are nasty. They're dirty people. They work for evil entities. When I talk about evil, nasty, dirty entities, I'm talking about local and state and federal law enforcement. I'm talking about fucking all these motherfucking acronym hiding behind bitches. All of them are evil. Every one of them. The only good Fed's a dead one. There's never been a good order follower. Because the very essence of an order follower means you do what someone else tells you as opposed to what is right. As opposed to what you know to be right. And as long as you're just listening to what somebody else is telling you, you're not listening to your heart. The chickens do the same for me. And when I take the dog and the cat out in the woods with me at night, they see a lot before I do. And some things only will approach you from behind. And you can feel that presence coming up from behind you. And then you turn around and it's gone, like there's nothing there. That's because it only can approach you from behind. It's a sneak. They can't direct one-on-one confrontation. They can't do that. And there's a lot of other electronics. There's electronic things that can be done against you and around you. I haven't put in a report on my stolen stuff, but the person that hit the person or persons responsible for hitting my building, they need to make it right. They need to make it right. Myself and a couple property owners were discussing it last night. Yes, last night. And if my outdoor concrete grow building that was damaged is not made right soon, we will go after those people. And anyway, it's always a circus around here. Hold on, folks. Let me check outside real quick. Well, it looks like it's time for me to get some clothes on. I have to apparently go to an eye doctor. As I've said, my right eye, I don't know what they're going to do to it. A thorn tore my retina. Maybe I'll regain vision in it. Maybe I won't. I don't know. But as always, it's been True Patriot, also known as CC2 Arms. And until next time, folks, namaste, love, and blessings to all of you. And please try to do good. Please try to serve the right cause, the right people. And most importantly, listen to your heart. You know? And if something that I've said, if nothing else, I hope it encourages you to think. Much love, folks. Until next time, man. Later on. Be good, be well. Later, everybody.